A day in the life of a Navy sailor can be a lonely and tedious experience, but it can also be full of surprises. Some of these twists and turns are often unforeseen. Members of the Sri Lankan naval team know this all too well, as they patrol the waters day in and day out, always ready for the unexpected. And unexpected is exactly what they got. Recently, the crew experienced one such surprise when they stumbled upon an unusual sight 10 miles off the coast. It was a strange creature floating in the water. As they approached, they were astounded to discover what it was. How did this even get there? Was it a miraculous escape or a tragic accident? The naval officers knew they had to act quickly to do something about this bizarre situation. This story is a testament to the mystery of life on the sea, and it serves as a reminder that even the most mundane of tasks can be filled with unexpected moments of thrill. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Life on the sea can be a challenging and unpredictable experience. For sailors, the vast expanses of water can become monotonous and dull, with days stretching on endlessly with little variation. The same sights, sounds, and routines can quickly become tiresome, leading many to long for the comforts of home. However, for the members of Sri Lanka's naval team, life on the sea can be full of surprises. Their duties require them to patrol the waters, ensuring the safety of all those who traverse it. They keep an eye out for any signs of distress or potential trouble, responding to emergencies with swift and decisive action. On one particular day, the team was about 10 miles off the coast when they noticed something peculiar in the water. At first, they assumed it was an object that had fallen overboard, but as they drew closer, they were amazed by what they saw. Floating in the water was a large, majestic creature, unlike anything they had ever encountered before. It was a magnificent creature that had somehow become stranded in the waters off the coast of Sri Lanka. For sailors, encountering mysterious creatures is not entirely uncommon, as they are well versed in the great mysteries of the ocean. Stories of sea monsters and undiscovered animals have been passed down from generation to generation, and sailors are often the first to witness these mythical creatures in their natural habitat. The size of the creature the Sri Lankan Navy encountered immediately brought to mind those kinds of stories, with many of them thinking that it could be a long-lost species thought to be extinct. However, when they went closer and saw what it really was, they quickly sprang into action. How was this even possible? The naval officers couldn't believe their eyes at first. They had seen many creatures in the water before. Whales. Yes, sharks, sure. But this was something so unexpected they hardly believed their eyes. It was an elephant. An elephant. That was something they wouldn't even have guessed in 1,000 years. The finding was unusual, as elephants are definitely not associated with marine life. Chaminda Walakuluj explained that the young elephant was probably swept into the ocean while attempting to traverse the Kokilai Lagoon, a vast water body that separates two jungle regions. According to the naval team's assessment, it seemed that the elephant was crossing the lagoon when the water's current intensified. They speculated that the elephant was caught in the rush of water and eventually carried away to the sea. Fortunately, elephants are excellent swimmers. They have large buoyant bodies that help them float, and they also have long trunks that act as a snorkel. This is how the elephant was able to survive in the water. Although the elephant was a good swimmer, he was getting tired. The naval crew didn't know how long the elephant had been floating in the water, but they could tell that he was getting warm and distressed. They knew that they had to do something. The naval team saw the size of the elephant and realized that they would need some help. They quickly called for assistance, knowing that the elephant, whom they started calling Jumbo, needed help immediately. It wouldn't be long before the elephant would become too weak to swim on his own. They decided to call in additional ships, as well as the wildlife department, thinking that it would be good to have animal experts nearby just in case there was an emergency with Jumbo. As divers approached, images captured and posted on the Navy's website depict the animal's effort to keep its trunk above the waterline. When the second naval ship and members of the wildlife team arrived, they put their heads together and concocted a plan. They knew that since the elephant was far too massive to pull on board any of the ships, they were going to need to tow him back to shallow water. They knew that this was going to take a while because by the time the rescue mission began, Jumbo had drifted even further out to sea. He was much further than 10 miles out to sea by now. Since he was a living creature who needed to stay above water to breathe, they had to tow him slowly. The rescue team knew that it would be a long process, but they had to get Jumbo to safety. The crew slowly towed Jumbo all day long. He did his best to keep his trunk out of the water from time to time to get the air that he needed. They could tell that he was becoming more and more fatigued, but they couldn't give up. As it got dark, the rescue continued. Finally, after towing the exhausted elephant, the crew got him to safety. They got him to a point that was close enough to the lagoon and in shallow enough water for Jumbo to walk the rest of the way. They knew that once he found a safe place, he would likely sleep for hours. They had never encountered an elephant in the water before, and it was clear that this was no ordinary occurrence. The animal had been distressed and needed to get some sleep as soon as possible. When asked about the rescue, A member of the naval team said that it was lucky that they happened to be on a mission in that part of the sea that day. They were grateful to have been able to help Jumbo, who was just trying to make his way across the lagoon. The crew had never experienced anything like this before, and it was a moment that they would always remember. After the rescue, Jumbo was able to rest and recover from his ordeal. The wildlife department monitored him for a while, making sure that he was healthy and safe. Despite the ordeal he had gone through, the elephant was found to be in surprisingly good health. Apart from a few minor injuries and signs of dehydration, he was given a clean bill of health. The veterinary team spent several days nursing the animal back to full strength, providing him with plenty of food and water, and giving him the medical attention he needed. Once they were sure that he was strong enough, they released him back into the wild. The crew of the naval team was overjoyed to hear that Jumbo was doing well and that he had returned to his natural habitat. The young elephant, after spending several days in the veterinary hospital, was eager to be back in his natural habitat, and as soon as he was released, he bounded off towards the jungle, disappearing into the undergrowth. The rescue of Jumbo the elephant is a reminder that life on the sea can be full of surprises. It is also a testament to the incredible efforts of the Sri Lankan naval team and the wildlife department, who worked together to save the life of a remarkable creature. The story of Jumbo the elephant will always be a memorable one, both for the crew who rescued him and for those who have heard his incredible tale. The story of the Sri Lankan naval team and the young elephant quickly spread across the world, with many people hailing them as heroes for their selfless and brave actions. The team, however, played down their role in the rescue, saying that they were simply doing their job and that it was a team effort that ultimately led to the animal's safe rescue. In conclusion, life on the sea can indeed be monotonous and dull, but as the Sri Lankan naval team showed, it can also be full of surprises. Their courageous rescue of a young elephant swept out to sea serves as a reminder of the importance of teamwork, bravery, and compassion in our daily lives.